Every society needs an economic system of some sort to provide the goods and services its people need to survive and thrive. But only in modern times, under capitalism, has that economy been controlled by markets and the pursuit of private profit. Early human societies did make use of markets, but their use was extremely limited and markets were almost never entrusted with the provision of the main goods that a society needed for its survival. The harsh conditions of the ancient world required people to band together for survival. The survival of individuals required doing everything necessary for the group to ensure its survival. The largest, most closely knit groups were the ones that triumphed over smaller, less cohesive ones. Thus, due to our evolutionary history, individual motivations seem to be group-oriented rather than completely self-interested. This is one of the biggest reasons why political economists dispute the mainstream economics portrayal of economic man as primarily individualistic and self-interested. Throughout human history, people have cared deeply about their place in their social group. In fact, their survival depended on it. Human beings have lived and worked in a wide variety of economic systems, which they have designed over the centuries. As we will see below, early human societies were usually characterized by reciprocity, redistribution, sharing, and trust. They also engaged in some specialization of tasks and a simple division of labor to facilitate their survival. Once societies began to produce enough surplus food that everyone did not have to work, hierarchical class systems began to develop. These grew in size and complexity as the surplus expanded, accompanied by a gradual increase in the use of trade and markets to provide goods for the elites. In slave societies, a small minority controlled the resources, and most of the population barely earned enough to survive. However, slave societies proved to be unstable, and they were followed by the static, hierarchical system of feudalism, where lords controlled the labor of serfs. Feudalism lasted for 1,000 years, but it too eventually became untenable, and it was replaced by mercantilism in the 1500s. Markets began to take on an important role when kings and merchants constructed and expanded markets for their own benefit. But even under mercantilism, markets did not control the allocation of a majority of society's resources. It was only with the advent of full-fledged capitalism in the 1800s that market capitalism became the dominant economic system and society's productive resources, land, labor, and capital came to be allocated by markets. This chapter will describe the evolution of human economic systems from communal, tribal societies to the more hierarchical systems of slave-based empires, feudalism and mercantilism. It draws on the classic work by Karl Polanyi, The Great Transformation, along with recent discoveries in economic anthropology, psychology, and evolutionary biology that address the evolution of human societies over time.